Welcome to the Man of Recaps. This is Arrow Season 4. Season 4 begins with Oliver Queen retired. He's with Felicity now. Some people call them Olicity, but I only say Fel-Oliver. He's left the city in good hands, specifically his ex-girlfriend and little sisters. Laurel Lance has fully taken up her sister's mantle of the Black Canary, and Thea Queen has taken her ex-boyfriend Roy's costume. She's the Red Arrow. And John Diggle has finally given in and gotten a superhero name. He's Spartan. But there's a new gang in town called the Ghosts, and they have Team Arrow outgunned. Their leader is Damien Darhk. He's half friendly businessman and half scary mob boss. He is Ra's al Ghul's old rival that he warned Oliver about last season. So Fel-Oliver leaves their life of suburban bliss and heads back to Starling City, or Star City now. Yeah, at the very end of last season, Ray Palmer was working on the Atom suit and exploded himself, and I guess his dream was always to rename Starling City, so they did it for him. By the way, he made Felicity CEO of Palmer Tech. That's why they're still riding in limousines, cause remember, Oliver's broke now. Anyway, it's time for Oliver to suit up. This time, he's leaving the sleeves behind. Now remember last season, the Arrow was wanted, so Roy put on the Arrow suit and faked his death to take the heat off Oliver. So even though Oliver's wearing the exact same outfit minus the sleeves, he's pretending to be a totally new superhero.
The Green Arrow.
Yeah, but no one's buying it. Anyway, the Green Arrow fights Damien Darhk, but Damien Darhk's got magic. That's gonna be a problem. But first, Thea Queen is overly violent these days. It's probably pit fever, a side effect of being resurrected by the Lazarus pit. Laurel's like, wait a second, you're telling me the League of Assassins has a magic jacuzzi that can bring people back to life? Why haven't we used this on my sister Sarah yet? So they fly to Nanda Parbat, where Malcolm Merlyn is the new Ra's al Ghul. He lets them use the pit for Sarah, and it works! Sarah's back to life! No one ever stays dead on this show. But because Sarah was very dead, she's totally feral now. So Nyssa destroys the Lazarus pit. She loved Sarah and feels like bringing her back this way is an abomination, so no more resurrections. Except for Ray Palmer. Turns out he didn't blow himself up, he shrunk himself down. Long story short, the gang rescues him, and the Atom has Ant-Man powers now. Feral Sarah's causing problems, so Oliver calls his old friend Constantine, who leads them in a ritual inside Sarah's spirit to rescue her soul from the pit. So Sarah's cured of pit fever. It's gonna be awkward having two Black Canaries now. Luckily, Sarah's not sticking around because there's a crossover episode with Barry Allen, the Flash. It's a whole thing, but it leads into a new spin-off show, Legends of Tomorrow, starring Ray Palmer as the Atom and Sarah Lance as the White Canary. Back to Star City, anyone running for mayor gets shot at because Damien Darhk doesn't want a mayor. Oliver has to keep saving him, so he figures cut out the middleman. He runs for mayor himself! And he calls out Damien Darhk, which makes him real mad. So when Oliver proposes to Felicity, Darhk sends his men to shoot up the limo, and oh no, Felicity's hit! No one ever dies on this show, but Felicity is paralyzed. She's in a wheelchair now. Luckily, her superpower is sitting at a computer, so they install a ramp and we're good to go. Thea's pit fever is getting worse. The only way she can stop it is by killing people, and she doesn't want to do that, so she might die, but Nyssa comes with an option. She's got some sort of magic healing potion, but she'll only help if Malcolm Merlyn gives her control of the League of Assassins, which he has no intention of doing. So they're gonna fight for it, but remember Oliver is technically married to Nyssa. He better look into getting that annulled or something. But for now it means he fights Malcolm Merlyn in her place, and he cuts off his hand to get the demon head ring. So Thea gets cured, and Nyssa realizes the League of Assassins is kind of evil, so she disbands it. Merlyn is pissed at Oliver now, so he joins up with Damien Darhk. He tells Darhk an epic secret. Oliver has a son? Yeah, he only just found out too. It's a random girl he knocked up in college that his mom paid to cover it up and move away. So Darhk kidnaps Oliver's son. Oliver calls in a superhero friend, Vixen. She's got a magic necklace that lets her channel animal spirits. She steals Darhk's magic totem. Turns out that's what gives him his powers, so when she destroys it, oh, he's vulnerable and Arrow takes him down. But Felicity feels betrayed that Oliver didn't tell her about his son, so betrayed that she calls off the engagement. Fel-Oliver, no! And just then, she can walk again. It's a miracle! Actually, no, it's science. science. She's got an employee at Palmer Tech, this brilliant guy Curtis. She comes to him sometimes with Team Arrow stuff and flimsy explanations, just like Oliver did to her back in season 1. He eventually stumbles into their secret lair, and he helps out the team sometimes. Anyway, he invented some sort of spinal implant that's letting her walk again. Now, Dark's magic idol, Oliver's actually seen before. That's right, it's time for an island flashback. This season, it's a true island flashback. Argus's next mission for Secret Agent Oliver sends him back to Lian-Yu. He's here to take down a group of bad guys who are growing drugs or something, led by Baron Ryder. He pretends to join them, but when he's supposed to kill this one girl, he lets her go because he's a good guy. But another worker attacks him and he has to kill him in self-defense. Turns out it was her brother. Ooh. They eventually realize he's a spy and whip him for a while, but Constantine gave Oliver a magic tattoo that Baron Ryder needs to enter the secret cave. That's the reason he's here. And inside is Damien Darhk's idol. It's powered by killing people and drawing their strength to give you magic powers. Long story short, Oliver and the girl escape, but she takes the idol, it gives her magic powers, so she's able to take down Ryder, but it's making her evil, so she's like, Oliver, you have to kill me. But first promise me you'll go to my hometown in Russia and save it from this bad guy, so watch out for that next season. But for now, Oliver kills her. Oh, it's so sad. So in the present, Malcolm Merlin apparently has a key to the Arrow Cave, so he steals the idol back for Darhk, but it's missing a piece. Now, Darhk's organization is called Hive, which is the group that Deadshot told John Diggle killed his brother. But one day they capture a Hive guy, and it is John Diggle's brother. Yeah, they didn't kill him, they recruited him. Diggle's real mad, but turns out Hive uses brainwashing pills to control their people, so when it wears off, Diggle starts to trust his brother again. So when Darhk's breaking out of prison, Team Arrow brings little Diggle with him, and he betrays them. Yeah, he wasn't brainwashed, he's just a bad guy. So with the missing piece, Darhk's got his magic powers back, and he uses them to kill Laurel Lance. He lets the rest of the team go though, because bad guys are dumb. No, Laurel, you can't die. No one ever really dies on this show, except Laurel does. No more Lazarus Pit, so there's no resurrections. Laurel's gonna be dead for good, or at least the rest of this season. This is actually good news for Quentin Lance, because he does his best acting when one of his daughters dies. That's why they have it happen at least once a season. Then Darhk goes to John Diggle's wife Lila and takes her Argus implant. By the way, Amanda Waller was killed earlier this season, so Lila's the new head of Argus. So Diggs' little brother crossed a line going after John's family, and John kills him. He feels emo about it for a while. Somehow the Argus implant gives Darhk access to all the world's nuclear weapons. His evil master plan is Project Genesis. He's gonna nuke the world and ride it out in this giant underground city he's made. Felicity can't hack all the world's nukes by herself, so she brings in her father. He's a criminal computer hacker, the Calculator, and they faced off earlier this season. He may not be the world's best dad, but he's here to help stop a nuclear apocalypse. They managed to stop all the nukes except one, and there's no way to disarm it. Felicity just retargets it from the big city to a small town. Thousands died instead of millions, but Felicity still feels emo about it for a while. Green Arrow finds Darhk's underground city, and long story short, blows it up. Darhk is super pissed, and he manages to hack one more nuke, sends it straight to Star City. The city's rioting, but Oliver goes to make a speech, and it's like, hey, stop rioting, everyone. Let's hear what he has to say. He gives such a good speech about this city being united that the nuke diverts itself and misses. Just kidding. It was the smart members of the team actually saving the day. But now it's the final battle with Damien Darhk, and his magic's gonna kick Oliver's butt. But Oliver's speech was so inspiring, Star City rises up to help him. So then when Darhk shoots magic at him, Oliver blocks it. Yeah, he met a shaman earlier who taught him how to block dark magic, but it didn't work because he had too much darkness inside himself. But now the city rallying has filled him with light. So Darhk brings all his minions, and there's a big city brawl. I feel like this exact scene happens in every season. So in the end, Oliver defeats Damien Darhk. He doesn't kill people anymore, but he makes an exception, and kills him. Darhk defeated. After his bomb-deflecting speech, he wins in a landslide. Oliver queens the mayor now. Diggle's feeling sad about killing his brother, so he retires, and Thea's feeling weird about pit fever, so she retires too. So Team Arrow is down to just Oliver and Felicity, who are still broken up, by the way, and that's how season 4 comes to an end.